I'm Cheryl Brunette, and today I'm going to show you one way to hold your yarn when you're knitting. Now, this was inspired by my being in the dentist office a couple of weeks ago, and there was a woman there waiting to have her teeth cleaned, lying there knitting on socks, and she kept dropping her yarn and picking it up for every stitch. And I'd forgotten that people do that. This isn't the only way to hold your yarn, but it's one way you might consider. I am a thrower. I knit British style. So my mother taught me, she did it this way. When I do two colors, I work with one in each hand. So I can knit continental, but because I learned this as a child, it's my go-to way. And this is how I hold the yarn. I'm going to close my mouth and do that. And then I start like this. Now, I do have to say something for this particular piece of yarn. I ordinarily just wrap it that once. Let me show you again. I lay it across my little finger, and then it goes over my forefinger, and I tension it by squeezing those fingers together, basically, and grabbing it a little bit on this side. This is a merino and cashmere. It's a very soft and silky yarn, and it's also a DK weight. And I'm finding that as I get older, I double wrap this particular, this kind of yarn, the smaller yarns, so that this is all that I'm doing. It's flowing over my finger. I am tensioning it with that. There it is. So I'm grabbing it right there. And it's obviously, it's easier for me to grab it if I have a double wrap. So let me show you one more time on my right hand. And if you want to double wrap it, and there you go. I also use the same way to hold it when I use yarn in my left hand, whether it's for crochet or, let's just do, or knitting, continental knitting. I also do it that way. Again, over the pinky and around and over the index finger. And because this is a wool that is kind of harsher, it's not really harsh, but it is, I guess it feels a little bit more harsh. It's not as slick, it's not as silky as the other one. Then I don't even have to use those fingers like that. It tensions between those two fingers and just the drag across my hand. So again, let me show you. Over the pinky and around, and then you flip your hand over and then over the index finger. Pretty simple. That's it. I don't know what I'm going to crochet here, but I'm just going to keep going. No, I'm not. People have devised many ways to hold their yarn over the years in ways that are both comfortable for their hands and also automatically tension the yarn so that your knitting gets a good, even gauge. You can try the method I just showed you or other methods, but I encourage you to experiment a little bit to come up with the best way that's most comfortable for you and the most successful for you. So until I see you again, be brave, experiment a little bit, and enjoy your knitting. People have devised ways to hold their yarn for years, and I encourage you to experiment with any old way that you can.